Hello, hello. Welcome back to another installation of What Would Lou Do? Today we have a special treat for you. We have Mrs. Lou with you. Say hello, Mrs. Lou.
Hi.
All right, and we are going to be looking at a holster for the P365. This holster is from the Gritr company. You guys have seen the cleaning kit, the synthetic grease, the water bottle, and now we are looking at a holster. So full disclosure, all these things were sent to us by the Gritr company, and we greatly appreciate that. We weren't paid to push this or promote it or anything. We just reached out to them and said, hey, would you be interested in us reviewing some of your stuff? And that's kind of how we got to know one another. Don't think we were paid to do so. We don't do that here. It's just whether we find value in it, and if it's good quality, then it's something we will show to you guys. And also, we will have links for this stuff in the description, not only to this product, but a lot of companies that we work with. So all that stuff can be found down in the description, and we'd appreciate it if you guys would check that out. So, Mrs. Lou, you've been pretty quiet over there. What you doing over there? All right, so what are we looking at here?
So we are looking at the holster that I currently use with my P365 380, and this is my ADC.
Yes, you carry this every day. We just repackaged this to show you guys how it comes, so it's like a fake unboxing. And so, yes, this is for the P365. You're using it for the 380 version, which is the rose here. Got it all blanged out, all tricked out, pimp my pistol, and all that good stuff. It also will fit the standard P365 as well. That's actually why I had it. I was carrying it, and she had said that her holster was
too big, actually.
It was too big?
It was too long.
Too long,
for
that's
me.
what it was, yes. It dug down into her, I don't want to say groin area, but her pelvis area. So I was like, well, here, try this one. And she basically has been wearing it ever since. So she stole it right out from under me. Yeah, I figure who better to ask about it than Mrs. Lou. You've had this for how long now?
About 4 months, give or take.
4 months, okay. And so you have a pretty good idea of the ins and outs of this holster.
Correct.
So before we tear this out of the package, well, not really tear it out, but I just want to point out that this does have a lifetime warranty. And so the way that they work it is that if you register it with them, they cover it forever. And that's been pretty much on everything that I've reviewed so far, which is pretty cool because most people don't warranty holsters, especially affordable ones. We're just going to take this out.
Through the back.
Other side.
Yep.
And wada bing. All right, so we brought you guys in a little closer so you can see all the action. What do you think about quality overall?
Quality overall is pretty sturdy, which is one of the things that I really like about
Pretty
it.
sturdy?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I pick it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So it's
Handle away.
so it's pretty sturdy and very flexible. So I can adjust it, to whatever tension I need. It only does.
It is a thicker Kydex, but it does also have some flex to it.
Correct.
Which is kind of I think is better.
Yeah.
Some of them can be a little too stiff, and then some of them can be a little too floppy.
Correct. And one of the, I guess for me, one of the pros for this is that it's cut perfectly, so it will go with my red dot.
Yes, optics cut.
Yep.
I don't know if we mentioned that, but I think
the other thing is that I don't have that excess of material at the end.
Oh yeah, too. Stick it in there.
Let's see. So
this is an open bottom, and sometimes it will fold over, and then it will be like an extra 1/4 of an inch of material. That's the material she's talking about. The original one, it did have that extra bit of material there. I think it was maybe a 1/2 inch.
Correct.
Actually, it was pretty long.
yeah.
And so when she would wear this down regions,
it was
painful.
very uncomfortable. Yeah, definitely. Me being petite makes this a little bit easier. I know that a lot of people say that, you know, you want to have that extra material to protect your firearm or to make it even a little bit comfortable. For me, that's not the case. Just because of my petite size, I want something as short as possible that I can have and not really bother me and wear comfortably.
Yeah, and another person pointed out to me that the open bottom is good to kind of let stuff fall through instead of collecting in the bottom, because I have both. And yeah, the ones that are more enclosed, definitely you'll find the lint and dust and all that stuff trapped right in the bottom. I also like the quality of the holster. I do like the thickness of it. It's a thicker Kydex, but it also has a bit of flex to it too. So it's not like just so rigid that it's, you know, like this, for instance, right? It's not going to stab you. That's another thing that I've noticed. Like all the edges are nicely smoothed and profiled very nicely. There's nothing sharp, because, you know, you guys know with the SIGs, with the Cerakote, it can be very delicate. And one of the things I really like about this holster is that it is not touched the slide. It has not screwed the slide up at all. Like most of mine have gotten scratches and scuffs on them now, and yours still looks like
brand new.
The day you bought it.
Yeah. And I've had this firearm for quite some time now.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I look for in a holster, that the tolerance, right, the gap is nice and does not slide down the slide.
Yep.
Because while it secures the firearm, I want it to also take care of it. So a lot of times they do one thing, but they miss on the other. But yeah, so I actually really like that holster. Need to pick up one for myself for the standard P365. The only thing is that I usually put lights on mine, and I don't think they have a light option.
They don't.
I'm hoping they'll expand their options, you know, that way
and make it a variety.
A little bit more to choose from.
Another thing I really like about it is, you know, it's easy. You can hear that click, making sure that, you know, it's not going to come out. Whatever. Now, I'm not going to have an accidental discharge.
The trigger guard is definitely
completely covered.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm gonna fit my fingers in it, right?
That was a good point. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Like you mentioned, you know, my firearm, there's no scratches, there's no nothing. I wear it every day, and it has not, you know, affected it. So yeah, that's definitely one of the pros that I really like about it.
And I was just noticing that this one, if you have a safety or whether you don't, it's got a little notch there. So if you've got that safety on, it will accommodate that, because, you know, they come with safeties and some not safeties. So.
Correct. So it's very comfortable, you know, if you're walking, if you're standing, very comfortable when you're going to take your firearm out of it. You don't have any issues. You can take it out pretty easly. So that's definitely, you know, all these wonderful things about it.
So when it's on your belt, right, or on your pants, because that is another thing we should probably mention, that sometimes you actually wear this without a belt.
I wear it always without a belt.
And a lot of people would be like, that's not recommended. But something about this clip here, because of the way it grips against the fabric and it's kind of angled up, she can pull that thing out and then not pull the holster out with it.
Yeah.
I would still recommend you get a belt eventually, and I know it'll probably be something from this line.
Yes.
Rose on it.
Yes, absolutely.
But that's one thing I found pretty interesting, that, you know, you can put it over the brim of your pants and just pull it out. In today's digital world, our personal information is more vulnerable than ever. Our bank accounts, our credit card information, our social security numbers, all of it just hanging in the balance, ripe for the picking. In my personal experience, before I signed up with Aura, I was getting tons of spam calls on my business line, so often in fact that I wouldn't even answer the phone or call a number back unless they left a voicemail, which really began to hurt my business. However, once I signed up with Aura, the very next day, the spam calls stopped and I haven't gotten them since. Now I can actually answer the phone without having to worry about it being a scammer or a telemarketer. They also found like 12 different companies that were using and selling my personal information to other companies, and they immediately instructed them to remove that info from their database. Another thing that really attracted me to Aura is that they also offer a family plan. This not only includes parental controls while your children are on the internet, antivirus software, and a ton of other great features to help keep your children safe, but you'll also have the peace of mind knowing that their social security numbers aren't being stolen and sold for others to misuse. Aura is currently offering our viewers a free 14-day trial of all the fantastic services that they provide. So simply click the link at the top of the video description and you too can be protected by Aura. I believe that you'll appreciate the major difference this service will make in your lives. So be sure to take advantage of your free trial with Aura today and take back the control of your privacy and your identity. Big thanks to Aura for sponsoring today's video.
Now there are some clothing items that, I cannot wear it.
Yes.
Especially if I'm wearing a dress or a very thin skirt.
Yes.
One of my long thin skirts, basically because of the weight of the firearm and the holster, it'll just, pull it down.
Pulls you down.
But on normal attire, whether it's work clothes or thicker skirts, regular pants, it works perfectly fine and nothing. And
there's
no issues there.
The other women will know what you're talking about. I don't know about that, but yeah, they make ulti clips and things like that. I know you're not very fond of those.
I am not very fond of the ulti clips. They are very, very hard for you to get them out. I don't like them. I'm accustomed to this. This is my go-to. This is what I prefer. I actually really enjoy this clip. Instead, like I said, there's that thing when it comes to depending on what you're wearing. And I do know that if I were to wear a belt, it would even work even better. Oh yeah, it works very well with the belt. When I carried it briefly, because like I said, this one took it over. But yeah, I had no problem drawing from it either. Right where they've located the clip is, to me, perfect. It's not too high, not too low. I know some people like it a little lower in their pants, but when you go to grab that, you're fighting against your pant line and stuff like that. And I didn't have that problem with this one. You just pull that thing out very, very easily. And so that's what you want, right? You want a holster that's not only going to secure your firearm, but that you can draw it out and get that thing up and point it at your target as quickly as you can. And this basically checks all those boxes. What do you dislike about it? Or what's some things maybe you would like to see improved upon? How about that? Maybe I would say more of a variety in colors. Definitely, me being a woman.
More colorful?
Yes.
Be more colorful.
Yes, of course. Definitely a little bit more of a variety in colors that you would have the option to choose instead of just your standard black. It would definitely be one of the things that I would look for. The other thing,
yeah, because that's not too big of a deal, because the mold, whatever they have, will be the same. It's just the kydex changes. So there's crazy stuff out there. Like there's stuff like that might be like have little donuts on it, little hearts kisses, leather, what is it, leopard prints,
Yeah,
all that
so
kind of stuff.
Just
So yeah.
give me a rose on it. I'm good.
Oh, a rose. Oh, yeah, I see what you're getting at. Yeah, okay. So
And then the other thing, it really depends on what you're wearing. But when you go to sit down, it tends to, instead of staying like this, it tends to go boop.
Flop forward a little bit.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the only thing. Instead of it staying on your clothes straight up, it just tends to go, it comes out.
That though would be solved if you had a strong belt.
Huh.
Yeah. Because like this belt, what I'm wearing, you really got to fight to bend that thing. Like they're so stiff, you can just hold one end out and it'll just hang out there like that.
Yeah. So I think that's the only thing for me currently right now. And then of course, depending on because you can actually move it a little bit, right? I think you can move it a little bit, but the way
it does cant a little bit.
So if I go in this way or a certain way, it'll actually still bother me in my pelvic area.
Okay.
Depending on.
So we're at. Okay, 12 o'clock is down the middle, right? Mm-hmm. What position do you tend to wear that? You're 12, 1, 2? What do you
I would
prefer?
say more like 1, between 1 and 12.
So right about there, maybe. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. But instead of actually going straight down, I kind of wear it a little tilted.
Okay, so you like the grip to be more down instead of more up this way.
Correct.
Because see, most people, when they cant it, they actually get the grip going more that way.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I prefer it more this way.
Yeah, you know what? I find myself doing the same thing sometimes because it's like, I don't know, it's more easily concealable sometimes when you point it down that way.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So
that's it. That's all of it.
So me, I would like to see more variety as well. Not necessarily colors, that's not really my thing. But definitely more options when it comes to accessories, right? Because if they would have had this one with the like TLR6, for instance, I would have got it already.
Yeah.
But, most of mine, I just like lights on them because you don't know what you're going to be carrying, right? Maybe one day you're like, hey, I'm going in an area where I want to be very concealed, right? So I want something small. So you might grab your P365, right? The original. Or if it's somewhere where like you don't have to worry much, you may grab your bigger ones like your XL or your X Macro even, right? One of those that are a little bit larger. Mm-hmm. And so having a good variety of holsters is ideal, and mainly being able to get it from the same place, right? The one thing I don't like is having to get something here, something there, get this model from this guy and this one from there. I would like a one-stop shop, someone who can do all the stuff that I need them to do. And unfortunately, there's really no one I can say that person does it. So if any of you entrepreneurs are out there trying to like be that guy, be the guy. And drop me an email.
Sorry. One of the other things that I forgot to mention is that this one doesn't have a claw.
A lot of times, the more affordable options, they tend to not have the claw. But then sometimes they will actually have an option to add one on. Now, since we didn't go through and pick this for ourselves, I don't know if they have that option for the claw, but usually the ones with the single retention point like this, usually they don't have a claw.
But I'm okay with that because the previous holster that I had for this particular firearm did have the claw.
It did have a claw.
And to me, it does not make a difference.
It didn't make a difference?
No.
Yeah. Again, if you get one of those stiff weapon belts like what I wear is the next belt. I just love that ratcheting. It's so quick, man. Now it is kind of weird when you're in the bathroom. You're taking it out, it's like so someone in the next stall is like, what in the world was that? But yeah, it's just quick, man. You just pop it on and boom, it's good to go. And It's really stiff and it's lasted me a very long time.
So I do want to get a belt, but not your typical belt like you have.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go more into the rows that you kind of put around your tummy. But my only thing is I'm not sure if it will accommodate this. So we shall have to wait and see on that.
So the question is, do we suggest this to our viewers? Do we say this is a purchase or is this a pass?
I would say honestly that this is a purchase.
Yes, I would too, because it's affordable, it's dependable, it's simple, right? It looks nice. It's not like one of those Amazon holsters that is cheap, but it looks like crap, right? This one actually looks good, very good quality Kydex. And they're a pretty good company to deal with. So, I mean, I don't see any reason you would go with something else over this unless you're talking about a light or something like that.
Correct.
If
and like
you're talking about the plain Jane, just the gun itself, then I would say definitely pick one of these up.
Yep. And like I said, I wear it every day. This is my EDC.
Yeah, and we will actually get into a video with you, Mrs. Lou's EDC. And if you want to see more of Mrs. Lou, be sure to leave a comment and telling us like, yeah, more Mrs. Lou, you know, and we will, I'll bug her to get back at this table. You don't know how long it took me to get her here to begin with. So, yeah, if you guys want to see more of her and more of us together, then just let us know. Like the video, of course, share and all that good stuff. And just let us know what your thoughts are. If you like this format or you hate this format, you know, we really thrive on that feedback.
Absolutely. We appreciate all of the comments and all of the opportunities for improvement, you know, and that's the only way that we will continue to grow.
Correct. I think that wraps this video up.
Well, it was a pleasure to be here with you, Mr. Lou.
Yeah, me too.
And pleasure to actually give you my feedback to all your viewers.
Yes, it's been fun. So, if you guys have found this video helpful, we ask that you strike that like, swell that bell, subscribe and vibe with us, and make us feel all appreciated, baby. We appreciate you guys for watching. As we always say, seek the Lord while he may be found, and call upon him while he is near, because he is near unto those that be of a broken heart, and save such that be of a contrite spirit. Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you. He resists the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. So cast yourselves down before the Lord, and he will lift you up. Till next time, guys and gals, take care, and God bless.